As I told this team from day one, you're going to be measured if you can reach your potential, not by what it says on the scoreboard. The scoreboard says today we came up a point short. This team didn't come up short at all throughout this season. When you start out being picked 8th, you finish runner-up in the Mountain West Conference, an improved Mountain West Conference that made a big jump as a conference, come up with 22 wins, find a way to win in a postseason, and go into overtime with the Pac-12 school. We by far reached our potential and exceeded it. I thought today was a heck of a game. It was physical. You had to make every play, and we made so many plays, and I was really excited. You know, we had 2 shots in overtime, both wide open. I thought we had a great look at that. The ball just didn't go down. And we're down 4, and Taylor Russ gets another attempt, and she missed one of those threes. And she stepped right up and buried it and gave us a chance. And now all of a sudden the decision comes in with less than 30 seconds to go. How are you going to get this done? And one of the things that goes through your mind right now is we don't want to let them change defenses on us. They've been switching throughout the game. We've been doing really well attacking. Everybody knew where we wanted to attack. And with the rule change of being able to advance the ball, you always want to hang on to maybe one. And I thought with about 10, 12 seconds we attacked, but we didn't keep attacking. We backed off. And all of a sudden we put Clara in a very difficult spot at the end to try to make a play. But all in all, what a game from Natalie Baker tonight. She really did a great job to keep us in it. And I thought when we were down in the 4th quarter, Bailey Cotton made some really tough plays to be able to go, and that hurt us in the overtime, not having Bailey.
I guess in that final play, is that something you want the ball in Clara's hands probably at the top of the key with that much time left?
Yeah, we really do. Throughout the whole game, when you take a look at it, Clara ends up with this game with 7 assists. We were not getting open off our screens. We were getting open off being able to attack the basket. And Clara attacked the basket and was able to find people for 7 baskets. And we knew going in that's how we played the last stretch of the regular 4th quarter and into overtime. It just so happened that we didn't keep attacking when she did. And that's what we needed to do at the end.
Coach, I knew you knew that size would be a challenge in this game. It seemed like down the stretch, they were getting more and more offensive rebounds. Did that become a challenge, especially without Bailey there?
It really became the challenge. I believe they had 1 offensive rebound at halftime. They ended up with 16. And one of the things that I noticed at the end, we looked exhausted out there. And that's a tough thing. And also, they looked tired as well, but their size made the difference. And so to give them that many second opportunities, I thought that was the difference in the ball game, was their offensive rebounding. We kept it in check for a half. We didn't do well the second half.
You got down by, I think, 9 early in the 3rd. What allowed you, Joe, to fight back and continue to at least fight through that 4th quarter?
I think the biggest thing is we talked from day one about competing. And we talked about being able to compete each and every night out. And it's not always going to go your way. I know that as a coach. For these players, it's not going to always go your way where you just win, but you have to be able to compete. And sometimes that's the toughest thing for us to teach, is you don't give in, you keep competing. We did that. We got a little momentum, and I thought that was the play that Bailey made. When we missed a shot, they grabbed a rebound, and Bailey just stole the ball, took it right from the player, and scored the basket. And I thought that energized us, and you could see that Bailey did not want to go home. And she really brought us back with some toughness. But we talk about that day in and day out, about competing, and it's always to me, it's a learned skill, and you can never compete too much.
Joe, I know you always have worried about inexperience, and I know they didn't put a huge overtime in either, but it just looked like there were a couple times when in the end of the game in the 4th quarter where nobody really was looking maybe to take a shot.
Yeah. I think when you shoot and miss, as much as I talk about that shooters need to have a short-term memory, we worry about it. And one of the strengths of this team all year long has been finding the next person. And so I think when someone misses a shot, they don't want to take the next one. They want to have it shared. And I understand that, but that's part of growth, to be able to, and that's what I liked about with Taylor Rusk. She could have passed up that shot after she'd missed, and she didn't. And so that's something we can build upon, but you really have to be able to do that. And I thought their point guard was that way for them. She made big shot after big shot. And you take a look, she had 20 points, she was 9 of 17, but she had some big shots for them. And I think that's just a maturity thing that hopefully we'll get as we move forward. I like the competitiveness that we had. That was a battle today. We gave up so much size-wise, and we fought hard.
After that 23-point third quarter, did they change anything up in the fourth, or was it maybe just a little bit of that fatigue you mentioned that affected shooting? Or
I think what ended up happening, they were switching defenses throughout the game. And so we just stayed in our motion offense. And I think one of the things that ended up happening is that everybody got a little tired. Everybody got a little tentative. And when that starts happening, that's not the best thing. But I think it's been a long year. When you start in September and you're finishing up here about the third week of March, it's a lot of emotion that goes on, a lot of physical drain. And when you take a look at it, they had 11 in the fourth and we had 8. There wasn't much left, I think, for any team. And as it shows, a 1-point ball game, and we had a shot at the end. I really thought I was there and saw Clara take it, and I thought she was going to bank it in, and just didn't get enough on it.
You mentioned how proud you are. Natalie and Bailey both kind of mentioned how this maybe lights a fire into them for the future with, pretty much everybody but Haley coming back.
Yeah, I tell you what, this team's young, and the excitement that we have for this program, I think, built with this team. We needed a group to just ignite that again. We've hovered around 500 for the last couple seasons, and now all of a sudden we're back into postseason play. Like I said, we've had our highest finish of being second in a few years, and so I think you see the excitement, and this is something we can build upon. We have to add to this group. There's no doubt. As I said, the toughest part now is this team will never play again together, and that's the most difficult part. And but to see the way Haley Legerski went out, I thought she played her heart out tonight, and that's all you can ask.